During this session, we will add several different features to finish out the guide pin part. We'll begin by adding a hole on the inclined surfaces of the base. This time we'll make use of the pull-down commands, Insert, Hole, and then make sure that Straight is selected as the hole type in the dashboard. We will now click on the inclined surface at the approximate location of the center of the hole. Using the drag handles, we will now select the front datum plane as a dimensioning reference and the upper edge of the end surface as shown here. We will now click on each of these dimensions and set their values to 3. And then change the diameter dimension to 2. In the depth specification area of the dashboard, we'll change it to Drill up to next surface. Then we'll click on the Verify button, followed by clicking on the check mark icon. Now that we have the first hole, we'll use 2 different copy operations to create the other holes. This is the same technique that was used to create the second pocket in the previous session. Our first copy operation involves mirroring about the front datum plane. And then our second copy operation, which will copy both of the holes that now exist, involves first selecting them both by depressing the Control key while clicking on both holes, and then mirroring about the right datum plane. We will now add a fillet where the shaft meets the base, and then round off the edges on the top of the guide pin. Pro-E uses the command round for both of these operations. We will start with a fillet by first pre-selecting the edge where the revolved feature meets the base. And then click the right mouse button and select the Round Edges option. Now we'll set the radius to 0.5 units. And then click the middle mouse button to finish. The rounds at the top are created in a similar fashion. However, this time we'll select the edges while holding down the Control key, which allows multiple edges to be selected. Then we'll click the right mouse button and select the Round Edges option. Now the radius value is set to 0.5 units. And then we will click the middle mouse button to finish. The final feature that we will add is a chamfer all around the side edges of the part. We will start by clicking on the chamfer icon. And then we will begin clicking on the edges of the pocket while holding down the Control key. After the last edge is selected, we'll set the chamfer size to 0.25 in the dashboard. We will now start the definition of a second set of edges by clicking on the edge shown here without holding down the Control key. And then holding down the Control key again, we will click on the other edges. We have now defined 2 separate sets of edges. These can be viewed by opening the Sets panel from the dashboard. We will use this option to define the set 2 edges to have a 0.5 unit size chamfer. And then finally, we'll verify and accept the chamfers.